Hey guys, welcome to another review. I know it's been a while, but I figured I'd jump into the Halloween spirit for a minute. So I was planning on doing a 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days review, but I don't have enough time for that, unfortunately. And if you want to check out one of those, I do recommend either Glenn Webb's channel or actively Ultra Maximus is still carrying on the 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days. Check out his channel. I'll try and link it if I can. Today we're going to be reviewing the Pinhead that's in the style of He-Man here. Now, I'm not really sure what company. Is this Funko? Yeah, Funko. It seems like a lot of old style figures are coming to the forefront now. Like after Reaction, it's just been like back-to-back different old school styles, but with modern twist. So this one's pretty cool. Definitely, you're probably not going to want it if you're not somewhat of a He-Man fan. I don't know, if you're just a regular horror fan, you might get a kick out of it, but I think this is mainly for those who are nostalgic, and I definitely feel that. I played with a bunch of He-Man figures when I was younger. Although I did grow up with the early 2000s He-Man a little bit more than the classic 80s guy. But yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so it's been so long since I've done a review. Let me think where to start. We're gonna take a look at the paint applications on this guy, which it's fairly good. There's not much that they really have to capture. As you can see, there's some lip liner there. He's got the teeth. Let me see if I can get a up-close look and in focus. If I remember correctly, my camera's never been good at focusing, so bear with me. Alright. Sometimes the camera just says nay. So it's got the blood on his chest here, which, I don't know, could probably be a little bit darker. I'm not going to complain because obviously this was a hella cheap figure, and it was on clearance when I got it. It was $5, I believe, which I would have paid the normal $13, so it's just a really good price. He's got the painted fingernails there, looking emo as hell. Nothing on the back. Actually, the back, if you display them like that, you're not going to really get much out of that. Pretty plain. All the work's really up front, which, in my opinion, makes sense, so can't complain about that too much, I guess, huh? Okay. Yeah, so I'd say paint is just about fair on him. He's, I don't think these are even paint, no. For a second I was thinking the nails on his face were a separate part, but it's kind of weird. Look, he's got like these linings right here and here. Makes me feel like these are two separate pieces that were put on, yeah. How strange is that? The pinhead effect is definitely there. Pins are a little chunky, but that makes sense because this is going to be a little more of a beat around figure, right? And I really like the classic He-Man design when it comes to just handing a toy to a kid, because it's thick, it's kind of pliable, it's not going to get destroyed too easily. It's definitely a good kid's toy. It reminds me a lot of the Ninja Turtles, which I think their figures came out later than He-Man. I can't guarantee that because I'm rusty on my toy knowledge. Alright, so paint's pretty good. As for sculpt, there's not, I'm not going to say a whole lot, but there's not like nothing here. Like you can see there's little stitching on his pants. That's done pretty well. Boots are like cuffed and ripped up. This isn't 100% accurate to the movie version, I'm sure. This is a bit of a fantasy spin on it, I think. At least as far as I can see. I don't think Pinhead had boots like that, but I can't guarantee it, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Sculpt is really good on the face. He has like a really neat expression going on here. I know, I'm not mad at that. He looks hella angry. If you look at his eyes, they're just completely gloss black, nothing all that exciting. This guy's ears there. I don't know. It's functional for sure, the sculpt. Is there anything exciting about the sculpt that I can see? Nope, they didn't even do any grundle in there, so, you know. Not terrible though. He's got his little abs in there. And then his accessories that he comes with, I mean, they make sense for a Hellraiser figure. It's got a little blade there, serrated bottom, a little handle with a little hook on the end. There's nowhere to store the weapons, which is unfortunate. If he had like just little slots here that he could just stick it in, that'd probably up the enjoyment factor a little bit, but it would help for displaying them too. Right now I kind of just have him carrying both weapons because I guess can't really do much else with that. I can't remember, has Pinhead actually ever held a weapon? I don't think I've ever seen him. Doesn't he always just like show up and his arms like straight down? He's like not really a fighting guy, he's more of a have people do the work for you type. I don't know, just from what I remember. So no real paint apps on the blades except for it's a little bit of a gunmetal gray with a black butt. Not much. I kind of prefer the straight one over this little hooked sword. I don't know. This one just looks like a candy cane that's gone wrong. And then he comes with the cube. I can't remember specifically what this is called either. Goodness, people are gonna eat me up in the comments, but it's nice. I'll say for the Hellraiser movies, I didn't actually like them too much. I liked scenes from the Hellraiser movies. I can't say that any specific movie is my favorite. I liked the second one a bit. It had a lot of good horror effects. It had some cool story plot. Some stuff that like made you think. But for the most part, I feel like every Hellraiser movie is similar enough to the point where after you've watched the first one, kind of just leave it there. You're not really going to get much from watching the whole series, from my point of view. But of course, I'm sure someone else thinks completely different and will tell me in the comments. This is crazy. This actually has a lot more sculpt work than anything on the figure. It's beautiful. Damn. And for paint details, it's literally just the gold, but I don't think it would need much else. If we were going like full-on NECA style detail, they'd probably just do like a black wash on it too, make it look a little gritty. But I mean, it's not terrible. And I guess now we're gonna move on to articulation, which is always the last thing that I do. For articulation, he's limited because obviously old classic He-Man style, there's gonna be probably like 5-6 points of articulation. Starting with the head is just a rotate, and it rotates at an angle. Can't go full 360 because of his little neck collar piece there. His arms do a full 360. No outward movement at all, no elbow movement, no wrist movement. And we got for the legs, it's literally just the hips here. He can do a weird spin, and something I will say is the legs do pop off, not all that commonly, just if you're like messing around with them, but I like that they pop off and you can tell it's not broken. It's just a ball joint. Much better. I think the old He-Man figures, they had like a rubber band system, which once those, if the leg came off, it's not going back, it's broken. It's like start anew after that. But this one works fairly well. Okay, so outward, inward movement he's got the forward kick a little bit. It's all awkward. Like, obviously you're not going to be able to get much posability out of him. You're probably just going to have him in this squat, leaning forward pose, because anything else he can't really pull off. Get like a wide-legged stance. Nothing close-legged. Yeah, and then at the hips he does have a 360 swivel. I don't know. It's a very basic figure, but I enjoy it. It's aesthetically pleasing. So I definitely recommend it. The price point, at least the last time I checked, was pretty low. And if you're some sort of a Hellraiser fan, or just a fan of horror toys in general, or a fan of He-Man, I feel like this is definitely something that you're going to want. If you're not a fan of either of those, I guess I can't recommend it to you then, because as a toy, it's just, you know, he's basic. But, oh well, that's my review for today. I can't say that I'm going to do much more for the month, but hopefully I get some more horror reviews out there and you guys can all enjoy them. Alright, thank you guys.